I want to talk about what I think is one of the most frustrating and misunderstood parts of spirituality and making change. And by making change, I'm talking about what we used to call ethical change. In other words, we're making a change in the way I see myself and the way I see the world. And it's like, so I'm like changing my reality. Okay, sometimes I call it moving from one level of consciousness to another level of consciousness where the world looks different, which is the only way that I know of making like lasting change. I mean, it really gets down to that level so you can really hold the things you want in the new level of consciousness, the new reality. So that takes some work, okay, and it doesn't have to be hard, but why is that challenging? Because we have like a lifetime of conditioning that told us something that's different than the new way of being that we aspire to. So let's take one of the most common ones is like, say, a self-worth issue. Specifically say, I don't deserve love and I don't deserve joy. Three aspects of it. I don't deserve love, I don't deserve joy, I don't deserve abundance, okay? Or beauty, you could say. I don't deserve beauty, any of that good stuff. So that is so essential, right? So we have a lot of conditioning that tells us we don't deserve those things. And it gets in everything. Okay, it's in our relationships, it's in our money, in our livelihood, it's in our work, it's in our family and the way we raise our kids. It's like it's in everything. It's insidious as hell. It's like, because it's like it's all of these things, all of these habits and these behaviors and these patterns were created from this foundation of I don't deserve. So what happens is people will go to this really cool spiritual gathering, or this workshop or this retreat. I love to do retreats. And then they see this pattern and they experience joy and they experience, say, love and beauty. They see their own beauty, but maybe they did a ceremony or a meditation, or maybe you had a spiritual awakening and you experienced this. So you get this like glimpse of it. And then you might even be able to hold that for a while. And so we figure, cool, what a good workshop that was. Now I can live in joy. And yes, you can, but then you go back to your life and then you're in a relationship or you're seeking a relationship. And so you bump into a situation where you're not accepting, you're not allowing love. You're not allowing yourself to be loved. You're non-relationship wise, you're just going through life and you're not allowing yourself joy. You're not allowing yourself to be happy like you were up on the mountain before. It's like I was just unconditionally happy. So what happened to that? Did I lose it? It feels like we lost it. I don't know how many times people say, oh, Mike, I've lost it. Well, no, you haven't lost it. You experienced it. Spirit kind of showed you, or the universe showed you the possibility of it. Then you sat and we did a ceremony and we said, oh, I release away the undeserving and the self-worth, and I put out a new intention to allow love and beauty and joy in my life. Awesome. And so there's a tendency to think, okay, I did that. It's complete. Now that will be in my life. And that's it. And in one sense, that's the beginning. We think it's the end. That's the beginning. It's saying, Spirit, you and I, we're going to walk through this and we're going to get it so I can allow love in my life. I'm going to allow joy in my life and worth in my life and value and all these cool things, abundance and beauty. But it's a journey. And it's a journey because we have all this lifelong thing. So the best way I know how to do it is to create some type of practice. Okay? And it's a practice of just seeing yourself be in the old level of consciousness, and when you're in the new level of consciousness, when you're not allowing love and when you're allowing love. It's seeing both. Because for a while, it's like you've got a foot in both worlds. You may have noticed. It's like you almost have two intentions. I did one blog and it was called Two Intentions. You have the intention of the old belief system that's still lingering in our body, in our minds, in our psyches. And then you have the intention of the new one that you created when you were in sweat lodge or you were in ceremony, or when you were in meditation, And so then you've got to, both of these intentions are creating things in your life. And we got to sort out which is which. And that takes a lot of noticing. And it's really helpful to have some type of practice that you do that. It takes a lot of determination. And it may be that you have someone, a spiritual teacher, a spiritual coach, or a really good therapist, or, that can help you see, that, I did this. I wonder, was that the old thing? Or is that the new? Like, what am I doing? And how did the old sneak into my marriage again? What the hell? There I was minding my own business. And all of a sudden I'm pushing love away again. How did this happen? Am I dense? What's wrong with me? No, it just goes deep and it takes a while to sort this out. And then you can see all the different nuances. And that's why we do sharing circles where every week you can check in, or weekly sessions, or every other weekly sessions. I think sometimes, people ask me, how can I do this? And I say, well, you should do some sessions. It always sounds self-serving. It's like, I'm just saying is that if you have someone or yourself, you can do journaling. It saves time, that if you have someone to help you see it, someone that is able to know how you push love away, and is able, someone that's able to see that. So it's a good therapist or a good teacher. And they help you see this, and so it saves time. So it just takes a lot of investment. You either have time and money, and you can do more time and figure it out on your own more, and that's good. Or you can do some, and then you can have someone else help you see the pattern. But it takes a lot. It's like got a lifelong, it's like these old patterns are in there. So it takes some time. It requires a lot of awareness. It requires a lot of investment in yourself. Investing time, money, resources in yourself to see this new way of being. So I just wanted to clarify that. And it does take a while, and a lot of compassion as well. So that is my video for this week. I could go on, but I think that's good for now. And I hope you have an awesome week. And I just would invite you to think about, what you'd really like to have in your life. And is there a practice or a way or a plan that you can bit by bit walk toward this? So you have that sense of allowing love and joy and abundance and beauty in all the aspects of your life. And then it gets integrated and, kind of embodied. So that is my video, and I hope you have an awesome week, and I'll see you in a week.